Does Mason add to this offense? He seems a lot different than Christian.
Very different. I told Chris, I was like, the only good thing that came out of him not playing is that our playbook shrinks just a little bit, which I'm always a fan of, the shrinking playbook. Now, like, Kyle can make all these awesome plays, and the cool thing about Christian is you can do all these things that no one else in the world can do. But, like, we really just ran the most simple outside zone all day, whether it's, a weak side run at Trent or Colton, or you had 2 tight ends in there and just run an outside zone. And it worked really, really well, and I was happy for that. And what JP also does, he's just such a downhill runner, and he's a dense dude. Sturdy, that'd be a good word for it. Dense, sturdy guy, and he just runs downhill very physically. Like, you guys saw that in, like, the first preseason game versus Tennessee. Like, he had, like, 70 yards on, like, 6 carries. And so hopefully he can just keep doing that, and there'll be a very good substitute for Christian, so we don't have to play Christian for 100 snaps a game.
When the defense is snuffing out the run the way that they are,
yes,
does that in an indirect way fuel the way that you guys go out there and block, just in a momentum kind of fashion?
Yeah, I mean, I always want to be on I love 10-play drives. I love that. When you have a couple of those in a row and the defense keeps getting 3 and outs, I get tired. But so, like, when the defense gives up like 1 or 2 like kind of like 8-play drives, I'm okay with that. But no, it's just our standard is to go out there and be violent and be physical and have running lanes for our running backs. It doesn't matter if it's Christian, doesn't matter if it's JP, doesn't matter if it's Pat or Isaac, whoever's in the backfield, or Debo, whoever it is, we're going to block our tails off for him. And I just think you saw that tonight. What do we have, 180 rushing yards? 181 until we nailed it. So good job, Brandon Allen.
With all that you guys had going on leading up to, I didn't hear him. With all you guys had leading up with Pearsall, with Brandon, with Trent, but then also with the talk of a Super Bowl hangover, how good does a big win like this over a team that was expected to come out and do more feel?
It feels great. Winning is awesome. There's nothing better than winning a football game. I mean, don't tell my wife that. There are other things that are better. But in a football building, winning is the best. Besides that, you know what? All we preached the entire week and a lot of the offseason was just focus on one game at a time. That's all that we can focus on, because if you look down the line at the, the lofty goal and expectations, there's distractions and stuff like that. So we're going to focus on one game at a time. We're going to have this one. Tomorrow we're going to focus on just getting our bodies right, and then we'll be focused on Minnesota Vikings, and Kyle's going to have a fantastic game plan.
Offensive players are pretty dissatisfied with field goals normally, but what it's like to have a guy that can hit from 50, can hit from 30, and it's perfect.
Having a consistent special teams, whether it's your punter, your kicker, your long snapper, whatever that is, it takes a lot of pressure off of your offense and off your defense. And so I think our guys played really, really well tonight. Our special teams all played great. Jake Moody, 6 for 6. I love that. Really happy for him. He was really disappointed that Michigan got the tails kicked by Texas. And so for him to go out there and not, have a college hangover from that and go 6 for 6, I loved him for that.
You mentioned which you had a Saturday game that might have not gone in.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Brock has not told you anything about that whatsoever?
Well, I mean, we had a deal on it, and you guys will see that on Thursday. I'm not going to ruin that.
Mason, you talked about that first start and how he performed. I mean, what can that do for a young guy like himself as he steps forward in the season and with the weeks ahead?
You know what? I will not lie. I think JP has had confidence since he stepped in the building, which I love that. It wasn't like a big ego type of thing. He's just confident in his ability to run the football. And, he's learning things every day. But when you're in a room with Christian McCaffrey, Kyle Juszczyk, and the best running backs coach in history, and Bobby T, you learn a lot. You learn what the standard is of being a Niner. And then when you pair that with his confidence and his ability, I think he's just continually going to take steps forward and be a better and better running back every day.
Now, with this offense, as you guys look ahead, clearly the Jets, they've been a top 5 defense in the league the last 2 years. You guys put up over 30 points on them tonight. When you look without Christian and with all the off-season stuff going on, when you look at what you guys were able to do tonight, how much confidence or just how much, does that give you guys on how potent this offense can be when it's clicking on all cylinders?
You look back at last year, and we were able, we scored a lot of points last year in most games, especially the ones that we won. And we were able to bring back every single offensive starter. And then you throw, a rookie right guard in there, and Pooney, who played really well tonight. He's played really well since he got here. It's just nice because you don't have to teach new guys Kyle's offense. Kyle's a very dense playbook, every single week, and it's new every single week. And now everybody in the building knows what that expectation is, right? We all know what that is. And so there's not you're not fitting in new pieces. We all know. And we have rookies, some free agents, stuff like that. But they all know that standard is we don't have a random guy coming in and starting at day one. So we were able to hit the ground running and just kind of go off of what we were doing last year.
George, you did have the long holdouts. You did have some stress over that.
Was there stress?
Yeah.
I didn't really experience any, but
did it seem like a really long summer, preseason?
No, that was a very short, very quick experience for me. We got done playing in February. I had surgery March 1st, so that was a very quick turnaround for me.
So how much anxiousness was to get this game going, at least to get the season?
You know what? Kyle said it. I don't know if he told you guys this, but when we came in on Monday, we had a good practice on Monday or Tuesday, whatever day that was. And then we came back in on our Thursday practice, and it was a really good practice. And our Friday practice was a really good practice. And it was just like, you could feel the energy in the building. Like, guys are ready. The guys had the right mindset, and everyone was ready to go. And that's all I cared about. And so that was just very exciting to see. And I think we can just take that momentum on to the next week.
George, do you think we have to give Jawan a new nickname? Third and Jawan, but he's catching passes on every single down.
Jawan is just an absolute playmaker. And we just need to throw him the ball, continue to throw him the ball, because when you're playing a lot of like cover two man out there. They're taking away me in the middle, and you're leaving Jawan one-on-one, and you're leaving whether it's Ayuk or Debo, someone else got a one-on-one. So you keep doing that. That's fantastic, because Jawan's he's going to win every time.
So new nickname?
You guys can come up with it, and I'll reinforce it. Yes. Yeah.
Do you see a lot of improvement from him? How much do you see?
I think JP's been like this. He just hasn't had the opportunity to do it because you have Christian McCaffrey in front of you, and you had Elijah Mitchell in front of you, and he's just taking advantage of his opportunity. And that's all you can really ask for. And he did train one day at my facility as well. He actually told me, he goes, "I didn't know that you lived here in Nashville." And I said, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" Crazy guys. But no, he's doing a great job, and he's just continually taking strides forward.